Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Hand of Fate 2. If you didn't see the first episode, you did miss a little bit of a lead-in. You know, from this point onwards, we're gonna issue the tutorialization a little bit, and we're gonna focus on playing the game. So, you might want to go back and watch the first episode, but if you're confident in diving in, you don't mind joining a story in media res, by all means, join me as we do the magician here. If you'll excuse me for the world's briefest moment, I'm going to very slightly raise the volume of my microphone so that if I choose to, I can speak over the narrator. Alright, that should be good. Okay, so this is another aspect of the Hand of Fate 2 experience that we haven't talked about yet. We have a companion. We could remove him, I guess, if we wanted to not do anything with this companion, but he has 3 abilities here that we should be aware of. Let's start from the bottom. Ranged magic means that when we get into combat, he's going to attack with magical damage at range. Respin wheel means that if we encounter a wheel instance on the board, which we have not seen yet, he can allow us to reroll 1 or maybe more times. I'm not totally sure. If we hit a bad outcome, we'll have the choice. Magic shield is a cooperative ability that he can give us that protects us from getting hit once. And we activate that with the left bumper in combat. So obviously we're going to keep him in there. Let's go over to equipment. We only have 5 equipment pieces, so we're going to put them all in here. Even though, obviously, Bastion of Purification is better than Shield, and, you know, Cardinal Blade is better than Soldier's Sword. We can also see different mechanics of them. Like, for example, the Shield, we know it has Reflect. But Bastion of Purification, we've never had it, so we don't know what the effects are. Similarly, like, well, we've seen Warrior's Axe, I guess. Critical Strike, Riposte, and One-Handed are the traits of the Soldier's Sword, but we don't know about the traits of the Cardinal Blade yet, because we haven't actually picked it up in-game. So we put all those in here. And then for encounters, we only get to choose 5, but we have like 8 available. So obviously, we'll go with the 2 that have tokens here. And then, we'll put Arm Wrestling on, because we are on the 2nd level of that. And then we can put 2 more new ones on. Let's put on Tarts, Pies, and Exotic Lies and the Old Maiden for now. And we'll just continue into the mission here. Rescue the missing Empire soldiers from a town plagued with corruption. Growing Scourge, be prepared to fight Corrupted, who are like this game's version of zombies. And avoid Empire. You lose gold for every Empire soldier killed. Alright. You can also have the game build the deck for you, but it's not like Magic, you know? You don't need to have an ideal deck, at least in the early game, to win. I kind of think it has more character if you build it yourself, but you can, you know, at your leisure do it. So there's our gold token we get if we succeed completely.
For 100 years, I have thought about nothing but the game. I was defeated. It is true. I became complacent long before then. I thought I knew everything about the game and what it could be. Now you see before you the extent of my research. I have crafted this game anew.
Your conversation with the fur trader is interrupted as Malaclips arrives in a flurry. The whispers speak of trouble at the edge of the Empire. The town of Westwind is suffering against the Blight. Let's find out more about Westwind. A small garrison is meant to be protecting the town, but apparently they are all either dead, missing, or drunk. What makes Westwind special? I've traveled far to escape the oppression of the Empire. Westwind gave me my freedom, and I intend to return the favor. Ask where Westwind is. Westwind sits at the outer edge of the Empire. While the Emperor focuses on the capital, its nobles and merchants. Those at the fringes are neglected. That's enough for now. Alright. You return to the markets and ask if there are any traders headed to Westwind that might need an escort. There are 3 options: a stonemason, a food wagon, and a weaponsmith. So I'm assuming that if we go with a stonemason, we might, I don't know what we get for that actually. Maybe gold? If we take the food wagon, we'll probably get food, and if we take the weaponsmith, we'll probably get a weapon. I'm gonna go for a food wagon, just so we're not gonna starve probably. I mean, look at this board is very small. Let's go for a weaponsmith then. You arrange an uncomfortable ride jammed in among the many tools of a weaponsmith headed far west, which has given us the Warrior's Axe. It's a 2-handed weapon, which is not good against some enemies, but we might use it anyway. You arrive at the town of Westwind. To defend the town, you'll need to locate as many Empire soldiers as you can before the Blight invades. Alright. Arm wrestling. Remember, these are the path is constructed dynamically from the cards that you put in the deck, combined with what the dealer puts in the deck as the unique instances for this encounter to begin with. So we got pretty lucky to find this early, I think. The Carnival of Strength travels from village to hamlet, searching for the strongest from all the land. Each visit, you will wrestle only one opponent. Each win advances you to greater opponents and greater rewards. In the second round of the competition, you sit opposite the aged frame of Huntley Toothless. He boasts about once being a silencer for the Thieves Guild. What do we need to roll here? 12. Okay. I see a 6. So, again, I think we have 2/3 odds. We need to roll 2 things that are a 3 or above. Let's go! Thank you, 6s. Huntley crumbles in defeat almost instantly. You're lucky I'm not 20 or 30 years younger, he says, grumbling. Another 10 gold for us. Another 10 gold for us. You take your reward from the purser on the way out of the tavern. When you return, you'll compete in the next round for a larger prize. I summon an even larger prize.
They place themselves in these dire positions, and then expect a hero to come rescue them when things become too much.
While patrolling the outskirts of Westwind, you hear the clash of steel and the unmistakable groan of corrupted. Your investigation leads you to a distressed nobleman perched on the roof of his carriage. Thank the gods! I was heading to tea with the Duke Gilbert when we were ambushed. 25 gold. My footmen left me here to fight them off, but the brawl has now dispersed into the forest. The noble peers fearfully at the tree line. If you stay here and protect me, I can pay. Nah, dude, let's save the soldiers. That's why they call me the working man. So we get 2 soldiers on our team, 2 of steel, and we're against 4 blight. You rush into the forest and quickly encounter a squad of Empire soldiers battling the corrupted. And we get introduced to the mage in combat for the first time. So he's gonna do some range damage. The big thing, as far as I see it though, is he's gonna give us a shield that will protect us from getting hit once, which is very important for maintaining your combo if you're as bad as I am. Malaclips, a magician, a jester, and a vagabond. When activated, Malaclips casts a protective spell on you that can block a single hit. So first, come over here. Left bumper on this guy. He gives us a shield, and then we're gonna go in here and start hacking fools up. I don't know if... Oh, let's see what the special is. It's just like a sweet cleave. That's a ton of damage. So the thing is, like a heavy weapon, it has much slower wind-up time, but it hits for more damage, obviously. Now, the corrupted, they're basically just shambling masses. Like, they're not very difficult to fight. But sometimes you can half-kill them, and if you don't use a finisher on them, they come back to life. No big deal right now. Armory, gain 1 equipment from 2. We can go Cardinal Blade, and you might think, why would you need Cardinal Blade when you already have an axe? Well, again, some encounters are better suited for one-handed, some are better suited for two-handed. But I'm going to go Bastion and Purification. It's just a straight upgrade to our shield. And it has special abilities. Damaging defense. Against Corrupted, Defend causes 30% of your weapon damage to attackers. It does reduce our movement speed, and then, of course, it blocks ranged attacks as well. So,
a shield in more
we did get 3 supplies. With the Corrupted Dispatch, the soldiers turn to you. I'm sure we could have handled it, but thanks for stepping in. I guess we have to go back to escorting His Highness, Sir Quivering Blanket of Mumsy, off to his palace. You get bonus dice for each soldier you saved. So we saved 2, I think. We can offer them gold to protect Westwind, or appeal to their sense of duty. Dude, I don't want to give them my gold. Let's appeal to their sense of duty. What do we got to roll? 18 on 5 dice, though. Okay. Okay. All right, let's be smart. An 18 on 5 dice means essentially we need a 4 or greater. We need a 3.5, but we're going to save the 5 and the 4, and that means we need to roll 3s or better on average in our remaining dice. This, again, is close. Oh, dude, the 6s. They're doing work. Your inspiring speech wins over the remaining soldiers. You gain 2 recruits. So those help us out in the final battle of this mission, I think.
The Empire
captured soldiers. 4 of frost.
The North has gone from a loose collection of
you find some Imperial soldiers.
To truly fear.
You find some Imperial soldiers strung up by Northerners. Fight to free them or pay to free them. I mean, we have a lot of gold because we won the arm wrestling competition. And we're not going to use the gold for too much. Although we do need 10 later. I'm just going to pay to free them for now. Pay 10 gold to free and recruit 2 soldiers? Yes. The Northerners reluctantly free their prisoners. You lose 10 gold, but you gain 2 recruits. The thing is, it might have saved us from losing life, which causes us to maybe have to buy more stuff in the future. Plus, we just did combat, so I'm trying to solve things through not having to engage in combat every time, but we'll see. So first, let's see what equipment we can buy from the general store. We could buy Brigand's Blades, which are 2-handed quick weapons. They're not that useful in this mission, I think, because we don't encounter that many thieves, but we will want them for the next mission, but of course everything gets reshuffled. Soldier's Sword is a strictly better version of the current sword we're holding, and the shield is strictly worse, so we probably don't want that yet. We could buy some food, and we probably will. We could also sell something, but both of these are actually pretty valuable right now. I think maybe we'll buy like 3 food for 10 gold. And it might seem a little boring as opposed to buying equipment, but I promise you it's not boring when you're starving in the woods, dude.
To see one of the small ways I've changed the game. Each challenge differs both in their rules and their objectives. Even those cards which were once the stairs now vary per challenge, as you will see.
He's not being metaphorical. There were cards that were actually stairs in Hand of Fate 1. So we have to pass this challenge to get to the next level. The Westwind Tower bell chimes feverishly. The town crier bellows, "There's corrupted inside the town! They broke through the sewers and into Louse Lane! Our brave soldiers have gone down there to sort it out." 3 of Blight. You arrive to find Westwind's few remaining soldiers huddled at the entrance to its poorest area, Louse Lane. "We cannot let the corruption spread. For the good of the town, we must dispose of anyone who's been tainted, even a little." Join the soldiers. So we get 4 of steel. I think that's not related to the fact that we've saved 4 soldiers. I think that there's just 4 soldiers here regardless, but I could be wrong. Should be pretty easy. We're well equipped. The axe is doing fine. There's no real reason not to 2-hand these boys because they're very weak. The first touches of corruption bring forth the darkest elements of their victims. Infected enemies are feeble, causing them to become knocked down when health is low. Use a finisher before they recover. First off, I'm going to start every mission, hook me up with the shield that protects me. I would dare to suggest that it's completely plausible. The combat in this mission, right now, might be a little bit easier than the combat in the tutorial even. Oh, we got him. Brutal, dude. But we will fight enemies who are not just corrupted. It's almost for narrative purposes. With the corrupted threat removed, you've ensured that these soldiers survive to aid the town's defense. You gain 4 recruits. The soldiers help you scavenge what you can from the remains of the poor souls taken by the corruption. We get an equipment gain. I guess we will take the Cardinal Blade.
Like a compass, it indicates the truth
I believe that,
of all
yeah.
directions.
It's not sticking on the ground, but snowing.
That's crazy. It doesn't snow very often here. This would be the 2nd year in a row that we've had snow, which is kind of outrageous. So we got the Cardinal Blade, which is probably better than the Warrior's Axe because it allows us to have a shield at the same time. 8 blades is the special. Fires magical blades in 8 directions when activated. Blades cause 20 damage or 40 damage to corrupted. So yes, we will equip the Cardinal Blade right now. All sorts of unique loot. I've seen like 3 or 4 unique weapons so far, including Wolfsbane. You'll see. Tarts, pies, and exotic lies. We're on the 2nd level here. You chance upon a wooden cart.
And I have respect for few.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. You chance upon a wooden cart overflowing with pears, pies, and many items otherwise. A wonderful smell wafts from the cart. Malaclips shakes his head. Poor old Chester. This is why you should never be seduced by the wiles of women, coin slave. They'll break your heart and leave you selling your lemon tarts with little business sense. The old harmer hawks his wares to passers-by. Tarts, pies, and exotic fruits. Chester gives you a jolly wave. What would you like to buy on this fine morning? We could buy tarts, we could buy pies, we could buy exotic fruits. Obviously, I mean, 10 gold might not be enough, but let's give it a try. Chester passes you a giant raisin from his wagon. Chester smiles at the exotic fruits for a while as if remembering a happy memory, before he finally decides on a price. Oh, we really want 10 gold here. Nice. Okay, so we can afford it. We'll pay for it, even though it takes us to 0 gold. And we get a bunch of fruit. And then we will leave because we can't afford anything else. Now we need some gold, but... I mean, we didn't need the food. Maybe we shouldn't have bought it, but...
She has done rather better than I in the time that has passed.
I wanted that big raisin. Walking through a shady forest, you encounter a frail old maiden. She stops to greet you. For centuries, I have helped immortals who find themselves lost in me forest. Is there anything that may help you with your journey? So, I think longer life is probably HP, supplies are food, and gold is gold. No amount of gold will satisfy a mortal, but if that's what you wish... Her ancient voice falters on the words, as if long unused. 20 gold. Thank you, my lady. Looks like we chose some good encounters. Malaclipse's problem. Okay. I've never succeeded on this one.
I wonder if this is a tale of a hero or a villain.
You arrive at the city markets to meet with Malaclipse's associate. You find him sitting on a blanket by the sewer gates. You can't tell whether he's a goblin, a human, or an animate pile of greasy rags. Cat, if you jump on this computer, I swear to God. A few wilted daisies and duckweed tied with rope are flopped on the ground around him. Merc, Malaclipse calls to the creature, arms outstretched. I have a favor to ask you, my handsome friend. The greasy goblin man raises a hand to stop the bard's prattle. 10 gold first, you know that. Give the goblin man 10 gold? Yes. We just got 20. Spread the wealth. Sees the means of production. Malaclipse steps forward as Merc counts the coins. Merc, old bean! The bard looks furtively around before quickly waving at his shoulder. I require help in removing a certain illness. Merc considers Malaclipse for a while. That kind of information costs more than a few coins. You sputter indignantly. I will require a test of skill from him. He turns and points at you. We can eat a daisy, we can eat a forget-me-not, or we can eat the luminous purple flower. Pick a flower and eat it. I didn't even... Okay. Obviously we're gonna try to eat the luminous purple flower. The flower has a crispy, burnt texture. We need a 15 on 3 dice. Okay, all are getting re-rolled. Poor odds. Yeah, never gonna happen. We got a 6.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
You feel an intense wave of heat emanate from your stomach to your neck and you collapse to the floor. You wake to Malaclipse splashing you with water. Merc is left and you see him attempting to steal a seed bun from the baker's stall. We'll come back later and try again. Okay, so no token for us this time. Like I said, I've never succeeded on it.
Now your
Last
chance
stand.
presents itself.
Atop
At
Westwind
last,
Town
stand
Hall
in
is
the
a large
defense
bell
of the
tower.
peasantry. What noble traits you display already.
It used to signal the day's end for the workers in the mines in the surrounding fields, but now it will summon Westwind's defenders. Do you wish to summon the soldiers you have recruited? No. Search for more recruits. You retreat from the bell tower to search for more recruits. We got 3 levels left here. We might as well go check them out. We got plenty of food. General store. I'm just gonna leave. We actually don't need to buy anything. Market Thief. Another token available here. The Market Bazaar.
Pocket a mage for fear of failure, or worse, success.
Ooh. How menacing. The Market Bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call out the passers-by to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from a fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. Lost 5 gold. You jump to your feet to catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. I genuinely think it's in the first slot. The tangled maze of people proves too much for you and the thief makes their escape. No token for us. And we can't redo it. Captured soldiers.
Into this mess. I don't see why you should get them out.
I'm going to... No, we have the right equipment here. We want the one-handed weapon with a shield for fighting Northerners, I think. Can't? Why attack me? I'm gonna be attacked by the Northern Raiders anyway. And then you want to attack me as well? So we can at least get 2 more recruits if we don't let any of these guys die. Maybe gives us a better chance against the final encounter. From the frozen darkness of the far north, they come. Northerners can perform a combo attacks. Look, the game's not quite out yet. Use riposte with single-handed weapons to deal extra damage immediately after you defend. So riposte is just defend, followed by a quick attack. So that's their combo right there. Yo, that went pretty well. That's the riposte for 22 damage you see right there. And that's the Cardinal Blade special ability. Dude, we're tearing them apart. This is actually, like, making me feel like I'm so over-equipped, we just destroyed them. The Cardinal Blade, man. Other dudes didn't even have any... Oh, they were tied up, so obviously they didn't help us out in the fight. Not that we needed it. So we gained 5 max life, 10 extra gold, 15 extra gold, and 2 new recruits. So we'll, remember, when you go on spaces you've already been to before, it doesn't cost you food, it doesn't cost you... Well, it doesn't cost you food, I guess. But you also don't gain life. Last stand.
Chance to redeem
well, this time we'll ring the bell.
Let's see how you handle it this time.
As night cloaks Westwind, you can sense the corruption rising from the shadows all around you. You survey any soldiers you've managed to recruit. 10 soldiers. You've scoured the land and brought together every available Empire soldier to the defense of Westwind. We're fighting a Blight Terror and 7 Blight Boys. Let's give a rousing speech. Inspiration. I think it's here. Not even close. The soldiers appear unmoved by your words and remain tense and fearful. When I played this off camera to vet the game and be like, is this as good as it looks? I got the inspiration tick, which I think just gives them a damage bonus, but failure has no consequences there. If I had a huge failure or something, maybe I would have been more risk-averse. Terror of Westwind. As the final vestiges of humanity are erased, the Terror awakes. Use Bash to break the Terror's corrupted armor and defeat it with a finisher before it regenerates. So first off, shield me. And I'll take on the big boy here. So, the large man... Just a little focus here. The large man requires hitting B on to break his armor. You can see that my dude has like a mad shield right now. But we're slowly breaking through. Excuse me, sir. There we go. I don't know if that was me hitting or them hitting, but I'll take it either way. Huge damage. Thank you for the shield, my friend. Honestly, like, we're the MVP right now. None of that hit. Probably should have done it surrounding enemies. I actually got hit. I'm a little mad at myself, because there was no need for it. We could have been a perfect player. Instead, we decided to descend to trash tier. His armor regens, which is the annoying part. But, we're making progress. I think those B prompts disappear when you get better at recognizing the pattern. It's kind of just like half the tutorialization right here. Oh, that's a finish. We win. And again, I think we did a lot better in combat this time. We did have the benefit of a lot better equipment, though, to be fair.
A mighty creature of chaos felled by your power. Does it satisfy you?
It was a zombie. Don't try to make me feel too bad.
But one simple peasants going about their day.
Once the corrupted behemoth falls, the rest of the minions flee, their spirits broken. The soldiers erupt in cheers, praising your valor. You can rest until morning, ready to greet the reinforcements with the town already saved. Nice. So we completed this mission.
The magician returns to the deck. But now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin.
5 new encounters, one of which has a token. No specials, because we didn't get any other tokens solved, unfortunately. And that's going to do it for this episode. Now we get branching paths.
As you play, you will find more options open to you. Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board. Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
So, we've got 3 different options. High Priestess, up here in the, Pyramids of Giza. The Empress, on an island in the sun that looks like a kidney bean. And the Emperor in the forest. We'll probably do the Emperor, because island and pyramid... forest is level 1-1 in so many games. It kind of seems like that might be the right call, even though it's the 3rd level in the list here. For now, though, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, check out Hand of Fate 2 on Steam. It'll probably be out by the time this video comes out. There will be a link in the video description below, but it's not a sponsored video. I did get a review code, but I also just like it. Beyond that, if you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.